Hello everyone, today we will continue with the lateral part of middle part of Norma Bezalis. Which structure pass through the carotid canal? Here you can see a cotton piece. I put a cotton piece inside the carotid canal. See, this is the posterior end of carotid canal and this one is the anterior end of carotid canal. So which structure pass through this carotid canal? We have internal carotid artery along with the venous and sympathetic plexus around the internal carotid artery. It passes through this carotid canal, and here you can see it opens here in the it opens here into this posterior wall of foramen lacerum. So this is foramen lacerum and this internal carotid artery, it enters through this posterior wall of foramen lacerum. Structures passing through the foramen lacerum. Here you can see this is foramen lacerum. So during life, this lower part of foramen lacerum, it is covered by a cartilage. But the structures which passing through and through from this foramen lacerum are meningeal branch of ascending pharyngeal artery and emissary vein. And this carotid canal, this is carotid canal. So this carotid canal, it opens here in the posterior wall of foramen lacerum. So internal carotid artery along with the sympathetic plexus around the artery, it enters into the interior of skull through this posterior wall of foramen lacerum. And at the anterior wall of foramen lacerum, here at the anterior wall of foramen lacerum, this greater petrosal nerve, it meets the deep petrosal nerve and form nerve of pterygoid canal, which enter into the pterygoid canal here. Structure pass through the petrotympanic fissure. Here you can see this is the articular and non-articular part of the tympanic fossa. So here we have a downturned edge of the tegmen tympani bone from the middle cranial fossa. This is middle cranial fossa. Here we have a thin plate over the petrous temporal bone, which is known as the tegmen tympani. And here you can see a downturned edge of this tegmen tympani bone, which divides this whole fissure into petrotympanic fissure. Petrotympanic because petrous part and tympanic plate. So petrotympanic fissure, and this is petrosquamous fissure. So the structures which pass through this petrotympanic fissure. So at the medial end we have chorda tympani. At the medial end we have chorda tympani now. Then one ligament is there, that is anterior ligament of malleus, and one artery is there, that is anterior tympanic artery, which is branch of maxillary artery. Which bones articulate with the mandibular fossa? Here you can see mandibular fossa, it has two parts, articular part, that is anterior, and posterior non-articular part. So head of mandible, it articulates with this anterior articular part of mandibular fossa. So what is the name of the joint? The joint, it is known as the temporomandibular joint. And which type of synovial joint it is? It is condylar variety of synovial joint. Now this is petrous temporal bone. So which muscle attached here at the apex of inferior surface of petrous temporal bone? So here this quadrilateral area, it provides origin to the levator valli palatini muscle. Which structures are related to spine of sphenoid? See, this is spine of sphenoid. So lateral, it is related with the auriculotemporal nerve, and medial, it is related to the chorda tympani nerve and auditory tube. So what is the manifestation of fracture of sphenoidal spine? So here you can see this is related with auriculotemporal nerve and the chorda tympani nerve. So it leads loss of secretomotor sensation of all the three salivary glands, as well as due to damage to the chorda tympani nerve, there is also loss of taste sensation from the anterior 2/3 part of tongue.